What is good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video, and in this one I'm going to be talking about the one and only Tesla stock, what you should be looking out for the future. I'm also going to do some in-depth technical analysis and give you guys my price prediction for tomorrow for Tesla based off what the charts are showing and based off what the data is suggesting. I'm also going to break down what's going on with the overall market, some big announcements coming out involving CPI, and a very interesting tweet that came out from the man, the myth, the legend himself, Elon Musk. Now, before I break anything down about the price action of Tesla and what you really need to watch out for, I do have to mention a couple of things before starting. Firstly, I'm not a financial planner. Don't take any of this as financial advice whatsoever. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, it benefits the entire Tesla community as a whole. And the last thing is, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link down below in the description. If you sign up for Webull, the link down below, and deposit any amount of money into the account, you're guaranteed up to 12 free stocks, each worth up to $2,000. And the best part is, you could always sell these 12 free stocks for cash and use that cash to buy some Tesla shares for free. Out of these 12 free stocks, one of them could be a free Apple share. So please check it out before they run out in just 4 days. With that out of the way, let's get on with the video. Tesla was up 3.6% on Friday. We actually gapped to the upside right over here, and we ended up just pushing up throughout the entire day as we had some very nice volume. Now, what else is very interesting about the overall market is not only are we seeing lots of correlations in this price action, as we are getting lots of different sector rotations, but also the fear and greed index. This was actually on the fearful side over the last couple of days. Now we're more on the neutral side, which is going to show that the market is gaining a little bit more confidence, at least as of right now. And unless some big announcement comes from the Fed that changes this, it looks like we are likely going to continue on what we just saw as volume is starting to increase in the marketplaces. Now, looking at the correlation between Tesla and SPY, both of them got a nice bounce at the same time, and they're both starting to push up a bit. So if we continue to see some nice volume, I would anticipate a continuation of this push to the upside, at least for the time being. Now, the price pairs ratio, once again, looking a little bit better. And even in the current price, we are seeing lots of buy ratings coming out from big institutions and banks out there. Now, as far as the volume goes, we can see that we're not in the most tight volume space right over here based off intraday volume, but I do believe there's going to be a big increase once we hit the 300s if we could actually get there. Now, as far as Tesla goes, what are we really watching for in the price action? Well, looking at the daily, right over here, you guys will notice something. Now, I don't always use candlesticks when talking about technical analysis and things like that, because they're not always as accurate as some people think, in my honest opinion. But if you were to use them just as an indicator, this would suggest that we have lots of nice momentum. We have a very strong green candle for Friday, and it seems very likely we will get a kind of like a continuation of this going forward. So I want to see what the next candle looks like to see confirmation. And I do think it's likely we're going to continue to push up from here. Now, looking at SPY, very similar setup. You can see it's also pushing up, but we are entering this very, very choppy zone right here where we get lots of fluctuations. And it looks like SPY wants to come back to this range, because if we go back on the chart, you can see like right around here, we had lots of fluctuations here and a big rejection. But then right here, same thing, crazy price action followed by a break to the upside. So we're entering this key zone very, very soon. It looks like SPY wants to get there, which is why I'm still a little bit more inclined for the bullish side for the market and also Tesla. But there are some important things you have to note before we get there. So on the 5 minutes, check this out. Tesla has this gap right here, right? And there's always the possibility that the gap gets filled. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to go over the bearish possibility and the bullish possibility and talk about what's more likely to happen. And I'm also going to break down the price action of Tesla that could help you understand what's going to happen if you see something, a very, very key move. So let's just go over the bearish possibility just real quick. It's not my prediction. It's just one possibility. And I want to show you guys something important. So if Tesla's right here, right? Obviously, we have resistance around that 300 range. Let's just say hypothetically, the market rejects off that. SPY and Tesla, they both have the gaps down here in this range. So let's just say Tesla comes down like this, right, in a bearish possibility. Well, what you have to watch for is how does this thing react to that 295 level of support? Does Tesla hold that support, or does this thing get a big rejection? Because if this thing somehow comes down, gets a big rejection, then what's going to happen is Tesla is going to end up most likely filling the gap down here and coming down to that 290 range, hopefully bouncing once it actually does that. And we could actually see it trade kind of sideways from there and come down like this. So this is what I'm talking about when it comes to confirmation. Watch how it reacts to this support zone right over here around that 295. If we break below it, we'll most likely end up coming down. Now, let's just say, for instance, that's not the case, and we were actually pretty bullish for tomorrow, because you could argue that we had really good volume. The market's continuing to push up, and we're entering those very key zones where the market becomes a little bit choppy, but it really enters those high volume nodes. So with that said, in Tesla's case, if this thing pushes up like this, if we break above 300, in my opinion, we managed to show lots of strength and hold above it. I want to see something very similar to what happened on Friday. This thing will likely end up testing 305, get maybe a rejection off that, maybe trade kind of sideways from there, and maybe push a little higher if we have enough volume. But overall, I do anticipate lots of price action around here if we do push to the upside. So what's more likely to happen? And this is where my prediction comes in. So even though both of these are possible, considering the previous trends in the market, one thing I noticed is that Fridays tend to be mere reflections of what ends up happening on Mondays. So for example, last Friday, the market dumped. The market was like bullish, and all of a sudden a huge rug pull came. And after that, from Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, the market was choppy and ended up actually coming down pretty hard. If you guys remember that, it wasn't until like around Wednesday, Thursday, Friday when the market started to show improvement last week. So from this point in this perspective, considering that we are seeing some nice volume coming into the markets, the uptrend is essentially there. We are entering these very key volume zones right here. So for Tesla, it's like around this 309 to 314 range. It seems more likely that we are going to head into this zone right here, and we're going to get a continuation, in my honest opinion. So if I were to make a prediction, I would predict that this one, the blue line you're seeing, the more bullish one, this is more likely to happen, and we should get a break to the upside if we could hold above 300, which I think we most likely will. Now, please note that sometimes the market is a little unpredictable. So in case we don't get the bullish possibility, which I predicted is what's going to happen, if that doesn't happen, right? If we don't see Tesla push up like this, always watch for this possibility, because I went over the key support zone you have to watch for, and this gap right over here. So once again, I am predicting a move to the upside. We have resistance at 305, and if we manage to break past 305, the next major resistance zone is 309, and after that 314. Now, please note that that's very, in my opinion, more likely to happen. But if we do come down 294.88, which is about 295, right over there, and about 289 to 290, and then 284 are key support zones. So please be on the lookout for everything. I am anticipating this move right here. I want to make this as clear as possible. I know some people may get kind of confused, and I'm still pretty bullish, at least short term, for the markets. But please note that we have big pieces of news coming out that could really shift things if they don't really go in the favor we are seeking. So I want to note something. When we have CPI reports that come out, one of the things that often happens is when CPI is bad, when it's like really, really hot and the market won't like that, the White House often comes out and ends up kind of explaining why on earth CPI is so high the weekend before, right? They end up saying, oh, it was because of Russia, it was because of this, it was because of the war, it's because of all these different things. And they often try to do that to kind of sway the blame away from them. And I'm trying to not be political when I say this, but it's the honest truth. That's what they tend to do when inflation is very high. And what I noticed this weekend is we did not hear a peep from the White House or even much from them about inflation, which could be a sign that they already know that it's not going to be that bad. The CPI report's not going to be that bad, which could be a pretty decent sign for the markets for Tuesday. Now, if we actually go back right over here, there's some very interesting pieces of data to really look at. So if we look at the average retail gas price for all formulations of gas for the USA as a whole, you'll notice that for June, we had $5.03 on average per gallon. For July, it was $4 and about 69 cents. And then for August, we got a big decrease to about $4.09. Once again, I'm rounding these. So that's a good sign that CPI might actually come down, as the energy sector makes a big part of it. Demand in real estate is also essentially dropping and supply is going up because a lot of people don't want to take mortgages. And on top of that, we're seeing, a lot of news coming out about CPI being pretty decent as well. So the anticipation from the markets could actually prop things up just a little bit. Now, when it comes to China, there is one thing I want to note, and that's the fact that the lockdowns are still increasing. It now hit another major city known as, I think it's pronounced Xinjiang. I apologize if I said that wrong. You understand my point. It's still actually increasing. So the USA is not necessarily in the full clear just yet. And I'm still hoping we don't get a massive amount of lockdowns really increasing in like Shanghai and other provinces around there. So I'm really hopeful that it doesn't really escalate to that degree, because that will affect the EV sector and Tesla. But so far, I am seeing it going more and more and more extreme. We're starting to see more people affected. I was seeing some reports saying that about 60 million people were affected. Now it appears to be about 300 million. So I really hope this doesn't negatively affect Tesla's deliveries and so on and so forth. We'll just have to wait and see how it really goes from there. Now, the last thing I want to say in this video is this right over here. This is something that Elon Musk tweeted a while back, and he just pinned this on his Twitter page. And he basically stated, "Hey, you. Yeah, you queen, you're gonna make it." And he has this meme right over here, which is pretty funny. And what I find very interesting about this is the fact that, look, it doesn't matter where you guys are right now. If you are in the USA, we have a lot of advantages. We have lots of privileges, believe it or not. We have lots of blessings in our lives. And you have to remain optimistic, because we're in this together, no matter what life puts you through, whether someone passes away, whether you're getting hurt, whether you feel like there are obstacles in your way. At the end of the day, if you persevere, if you never quit, the odds could be in your favor as long as you work intelligently, you work conscientiously, and you never ever quit. It's very possible for you to not just make it, but to thrive, to do very well, and to become very, very successful. I wanted to share this with you. Elon Musk is sharing that with all of us. So please, never give up. It's okay to laugh. Laughter is healthy, and be happy. Never ever quit on your dreams, guys. Anyways, with that said, I'm predicting this right over here for Tesla, the blue line right over here. I'm prepared for anything though, as an investor and as an entrepreneur. So please, please, please do what you have to do. Never quit. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Tesla to the moon, because the long-term future is still bright, and peace out.